to him. Really do it to him. Look. Hard stick right here, shit. Hard stick. Ooh. No. Get off. Right back on. That's it. Oh. Body. Touch his body. Still hard stick his body. Ooh.
Oh, break it. Oh. Oh. 30 seconds. Oh, he drunk. Seconds. Oh, he drunk.
Tank, tell you stop arguing with these dudes, man. Go in and get the house so I can bring all your brothers down there that spars with you. Let your brothers take care of them. They're gonna want them in the car right now.
Yeah, bro. You don't even gotta
feed into that bullshit.
Yeah, you can put your little brothers on that light work. They can't fuck me. They damn sure can't fuck me.
That's one of your brothers, man. You got like 6 of them. I bring Ramos. I bring Demond, I bring Ice,
and you got a
I bring Truck. Oh, I got a sister back in.
Hey, me and Tank already talked about that.
You ain't got to put in all the work by yourself, man. You got help. We'll come down there. We coming down there. Get the house. We'll be down there. I want to go to every gym in Los Angeles and get some work. Peace.
There's been mixed feelings on Gervonta Tank Davis and Redkach sparring, that there's even rumors that it's going to be a rematch this Sunday. Gervonta Tank Davis, obviously, he offered Redkach a rematch, saying, listen, we spar on live on my IG if you feel like I did you dirty. Now, there's a lot of trainers, including Gervonta Tank Davis trainer, came out and spoke about this topic because Gervonta was getting a whole lot of, I believe it's fair to say, unnecessary backlash. Some of it was reasonable. A lot of trainers brought a lot of great points, such as, you go into sparring to work on things you lack, work on technique. You know what I'm saying? You don't go in there and treat it like a fight. A lot of trainers didn't like what they saw from Gervonta going all out on sparring, making highlights, because they felt like, hey, listen, you should be working on your technique. You should be working on things you are uncomfortable with. Obviously, sparring makes you a better fighter, because if you're uncomfortable fighting in the inside, you spar fighting in the inside. You might be a boxer, but you got to work on things you lack or you don't like to do or you're not comfortable with during sparring in order to execute fight night. Or you don't even have to execute fight night, but whenever a fighter fight night cut off the gap and you could no longer keep him in the outside and he forced you to fight, you have to be able to fight in the inside. So the way to get better at fighting in the inside, if you're not comfortable, you have to do it during sparring. So when it comes to you being uncomfortable fighting in the inside, that's something you're going to have to practice in sparring. You're going to have to do a lot of drills, right? Andre Ward always talked about this. He said, before I fought somebody in the inside the whole night or most of the night, I drilled for 2 years fighting in the inside. I drilled with my coach. I sparred with multiple sparring partners fighting in the inside. And I executed fight night after 2 years of drilling. So this is not something that happened overnight. This is not something you're going to learn in the ring. A lot of fighters be like, you know what, eventually I'm going to learn fighting in the inside, because eventually when I get into fights, they're going to force me to fight, so I'm going to learn then. Yeah, you're going to get your ass effed up, because if you relying on that, it's all muscle memory. If you don't train your mind and you ain't comfortable being in the inside, you're not just going to do it overnight, especially not in front of all of the crowds in smaller gloves. So like Andre Ward said, you have to do everything in sparring, and fight night, you execute. Like I said, if you're a fighter that lacks certain things or you don't like fighting tall fighters, in sparring, when you fight tall fighters, you'll need to work on technique. So I do understand, like I said, where training's coming from, but I do understand why Gervonta turned it up. You also have to remember, Redkach ain't the nicest person in the world. I mean, you saw him try to bite Danny Garcia's neck on some Mike Tyson. So what Gervonta Tank Davis did, he went Mike Tyson mode on him. So with that being stated, let me know how y'all feel in the chat. Y'all feel like it was wrong by Gervonta to post the sparring? If you're a fighter that's not in shape, I'm going to keep it 100. You ain't about to go easy and work on technique and do all of that like trainers said and criticized Gervonta of doing. They said he should be working on his technique and all that. But when you're out of shape, you're going to need to put some on him, something nice to keep him at bay and respect you. Because you're not in condition to do all of that movement and dodge and do all of the above. And also, like I said, when you do get hit, that sparring shit goes out of the window. It goes to a real fight because you get hit one time, you're going to want to get your lick back. So nevertheless, I just think, you know, Gervonta made some highlights out of him and he put it out. You know what I mean? Split Decision episode 44 is over with. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these decaf, aka dumb casual ass fans that don't know ish about boxing. Word to Roger Mayweather. May he rest in peace, inshallah. And like I always say, 3 things that can never ever be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth that I spit on the mic daily. Everything that I say could be proven. Everything that I say is a fact. When the facts are laid out, they trump opinions. When the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So, to all the decafs, I have the decafs kryptonite, which is the truth. Every time they hear the truth, they act like they can't hear. They act like they don't speak any English. Every time they see the truth right in front of their face, the hard evidence, mountain of evidence, they act like they Stevie Wonders.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the Bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.